Hello, my name is Michael Jamie Morley, and I am here to review Terminator Genisys. And this film stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, stars Jason Clarke, Emilia Clarke, Jai Courtney, and J.K. Simmons. And this film is centered around the future of where Judgment Day has already occurred. It explains how it all starts, and then we get to see how Kyle Reese meets John Connor and how they become good friends, and they're sort of like the allies. They're allies that help each other in the war zone, and they end up winning the war. And then a Terminator comes back, aka Arnold Schwarzenegger, goes back in time to kill Sarah Connor, so they don't win the war. And as we know, goes back to the same plot that Terminator 1 went through. Kyle Reese goes back in time to save Sarah Connor, and it explains more about how John Connor tells him everything in a professional way without telling him of what we know. Unless you haven't seen Terminator, without spoiling it, he says things that Kyle Reese knows in the first movie, and it evolves around him. But something happens. Once he goes back in time, the timeline has changed. It's not the same like the first one. There is a new timeline, things have changed, something is taking over. And when he goes back in time, Carl Reese finds out that the whole timeline has changed. Sarah Connor is now aware of everything that is happening. She is aware of Carl Reese arriving to help her. She is not the damsel in distress. She knows how to fight. She's good at combat. She's got all the weaponry. She knows how to defend herself. And now Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, went back before the first Terminator did, and went back when she was 9 years old. And he grabs her, raises her up, and teaches her how to fight combat and tells her everything of what's to come. And without spoiling anything, this is the plot of the movie. And I'm not going to tell you everything, but I can't really help you to know that this movie has already been spoiled. If you've seen the trailers to this movie is already been spoiled. You have seen everything that is an important aspect of this film. And all I can say is that I am highly pissed off with this movie. And I don't blame the movie itself. I really fucking hate the marketing for this film. The marketing is so fucking stupid. I don't understand why they fucking had to show every fucking single good action scene in the fucking film. And they tell you everything. They show that fucking John Connor is a Terminator. You fucking see this in the commercials. I'm thinking, why the fuck are you telling us this? Why are you showing us this shit? We are meant to watch the movie and not know. You just tell us the fucking biggest twist in the whole fucking film, and if you've seen the trailers, you're gonna be like, you're just gonna know everything about the fucking film. And I highly recommend people who want to see this movie don't watch the fucking trailers. I only watch the teaser trailer. Don't fucking watch the other trailers, because they fucking spoil everything. They spoil all the action scenes except for the ending action scene. And then it's so dumb. This is not a bad film. I am not having a go at the film. The film is... All I can say is that this is not a great film. This is not even a good film. I'd say it's an alright film. I can't, as a critic, I have to be honest and look at the things of what is wrong with this movie, and I have to talk about what was the problems with this film and what worked for this film. And I will say that there are good aspects in the film. The action scenes are they're fun, but they're not memorable. I don't really remember the action scenes in this movie because there was nothing in there that really got me really interested. I was sort of, when I was watching these action sequences, and even though they're already spoiled in the trailers, I was sort of looking at my watch like, what? I just was kind of like meh with everything. And the film at times doesn't really make sense. I'm kind of like, what is going on? There are things that I'm like, wait, very convoluted. This movie has a very convoluted script. It's not smart writing. The writing is not smart like the first two were, because James Cameron just knows, he knows more about this than any other person, because he's the one that actually came up with the friggin' idea. And I this is not the sequel that I wanted. This is not the sequel that the true fans wanted. This is not a disappointing film. Okay, it is disappointing for the true fans, but this is not a crap film. It's an alright film, and the best part about this whole movie is Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is the best part of the whole film. He brings charisma, he brings the humor, but I will be honest with you, all the humor in this film was not funny. There were some moments where I was chuckling, but everyone in the theater was not laughing. There were people like funny moments that were happening that they were trying to make people laugh, going, "Oh, this is going to be funny." No one laughed. No one in the theater. I was looking around, going, no one chuckled. No, like that just shows that they failed epically at trying to make a funny script, and it didn't work because no one laughed. But this film is interesting. They came up with an interesting idea. I just don't think they executed it as well as I believe they could have. I think this could have been a way better movie, but the thing is, if you're a true fan of the first two, they have now fucked up with those timelines. They have changed it now to a completely different thing, and everything in those first two movies were fucked. Now, I can't say, like, with it's like X-Men Days of Future Past, right? There were things we didn't like about the Last Stand and X-Men Origins Wolverine, and in Days of Future Past, they changed that, and everything went back the way everyone liked it. Now with this, they fuck up with the two of the best films in the franchise, and now that era is done. But besides that, the whole like every shot of this movie that they used in the first film is shot by shot by shot exactly like the first film, and I'm like, this is weird. It's interesting, but it's weird. It's like, what was the purpose? And the CGI is improving. It's the CGI of Arnold Schwarzenegger as a Terminator in the first one is such a better improvement than what I saw in Terminator Salvation. But the film just goes into a direction where I'm like, where is this going? I didn't really like the way they've done it. All I can say is that Arnold Schwarzenegger is good in the film. There are some good action sequences, even though they're freaking spoiled in the trailers. I also have to say that the way they explain the Terminator and how he is an aged Terminator really makes sense, and it's a good way to bring Arnold Schwarzenegger back. And the only thing I can say that are the bad things about this film is the acting. I think Jason Clarke and Amelia Clarke really try to oversell their performances, and sometimes I just see them and they're really, I can just tell that they're really badly just acting right now. That they're acting, and I'm like, please be more believable because you're kind of just, you're not really making me believe in your performance. And Jai Courtney, I I don't hate the dude. I think he's a really nice guy in real life, but he is pretty bland. He's not terrible. He's serviceable, but he's bland. And I have faith that he can act. I've seen him in some films where he is good, but he's just not very charismatic. He's very bland, and yeah. All in all, this film is what it is, and try and see it for what it is, and you might like it. Not love it, but like it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. So I'm going to give it a 6.6 out of 10 simply because Arnold Schwarzenegger saves the film and there are some good action sequences. And I'm trying to see it. If you haven't seen the trailers, then you will like this movie a lot more than I did simply because you're not being spoiled. So that's my review. Bye.